Shalom to everyone. I'm going to get into a topic today in reference to some information that I heard, and uh, and I could relate to it on about 90% of it. The information that this brother told me in reference to a relationship that just went south abruptly, like just the young lady that he was dealing with did not want to deal with him anymore. Uh, After they, met family, and then all of a sudden the next day she walks past him and act like she didn't know him. All right. Now, I thought I was the only one that this happened to on a few occasions. And the first thing that hit my mind was, well, maybe, you know, is it my breath or, something? I'm thinking, what is it? Just being like, well, kind of self-conscious, like, do I stink? And it's really not a funny issue. And then it just hit me like nothing before. This is the issue. Hold on. This is the issue that is going on in the world. Now, I do not want to put the actual patent numbers out for this uh, because I can't. All right. But you can Google this information yourself. Actual patents of mind control and behavior modification technology. Okay. Now, I looked through this document, right, and I checked a real source for patent numbers. All right. These numbers are real. And what I want to do is the reason why I want to go here is because the way the story went and the way I understand what the brother was saying was they were okay at once, then all of a sudden, abruptly, I don't want to deal with you anymore. But it wasn't like it was something that was discussed. It was just one day he was being ignored. Okay. Now, what really triggered me to really want to put this information out is the brother thought it was something he did, uh, and he felt like maybe I am going crazy, and uh, and I said, no, it's not you. It's mind manipulation. And I'm going to get into some information that may, to those that don't really understand what's really going on, that still sleep, you may not be able to agree with the information that I'm about to go into because it's going to sound like a fictional movie to you. All right. And that's how they play on you, knowing that a lot of the fictional movies that they come out with is actually things that they've been experimenting on for years. But they're bold enough now to put it out in the public because they don't really care anymore. America is expendable. America is done away with, so they don't really give a crap about what people dip into in information. They want people to start digging into it. They want people to start digging into the information that I'm about to put out so it can cause chaos. When chaos is in the midst, they can implement martial law. So when I'm the information I'm about to get into, and I'm just going to read some excerpts of some situations. Now, on my experience was, I was friends with a sister, and when I say sister, she was from the tribe of Issachar. All right. All right. Everything was cool. Then all of a sudden, one day, I don't want to talk anymore, like as friends. Okay. Now, when people when people start just changing all of a sudden that way, people would like to what you would call label that as bipolar or some type of mental illness, but it's not all the time that issue. It's mind manipulation, which you would kind of label that as a mental illness. Now, what I wanted to really show here, like I showed, this document, you can just Google actual patents of mind control and behavior modification technology. All right. Don't think that this stuff is fake. Okay. And I'm about to get into another document. It's called List of Mind Control Symptoms. Symptoms. All right. Now, there's another document that's called Human Population Control. I have a few scriptures on the top that I'm going to read. Human population control. Now, usually these issues will happen to the children of Israel. The children of Israel, the ones of us that don't know who they are, they think they're Mexican, Spanish, Latino, Black Americans, Negroes, African American, Moors, Asiatics, Christian, Baptist, Methodist, Islamic, following all these religions. We're the ones that are scattered throughout the four corners that don't know who they are. Usually you're going to find out that these are the people that will have issues with reprocreation in some kind of way. Either relationships are going to falter, or if it don't falter, something's going to be wrong with your body, so you can't reprocreate. Not everyone, but certain people, like I said in some of my other videos, are targeted. And those of us that are awake know what to look for. All right, so we just got to have our eyes open. A lot of us don't. We are looking downward at our cell phones all the time, texting, messaging, and doing everything else. So there's a world that's covered to some people. But those of us that's unplugged from the matrix, the false reality, can see exactly what they're doing. And what I'm going to do is just go into a few documents and some excerpts of these documents to pull this information out. Like I said, they don't care anymore who knows. But what they will do is sting you a few times, as Cat Williams said, to kind of hush you up if you're getting out the information to too many people. Like they'll just watch you for a while and then you'll see, oh, okay, well, I seen this person over here yesterday at the same time, got an earbud in his ear and all that. So yes, they're gonna watch, especially if your face is plastered all over the internet. Now, one of the things I would like to go into is called method of changing a person's behavior. That's a patent, okay? Method, and I'm not going to read the patent number. I'm not going to put that information out. You all can do that yourself. All right. Method of changing a person's behavior. So this is what we got to realize. And I'm going to go back and forth on this so it can make pretty good sense here. I'm going to read some excerpts of this this other document called Human Population Control. And it says, human population control is the practice of artificially altering the rate of growth of a human population. Historically, human population control has been implemented by limiting the population's birth rate, usually by government mandate, and has been undertaken as a response to factors including high or increasing levels of poverty, environmental concerns, religious reasons, and overpopulation. And you notice the word poverty levels. So they're telling you in a subliminal way, kind of, in a nutshell, what people are going to be targeted for population control. What people are usually in America in poverty, in the ghettos, the children of Israel, the ones of us, like I said before, that don't really care who they are, don't care about their history at all. And we think we can do whatever we want, but there is a war against us. All right. So it says, high increasing levels of poverty, environmental concerns, religious reasons, and overpopulation. Think about this, right? Who is man to say what's overpopulated? When I can go out in Maryland somewhere, out in the boondocks of Maryland, and there's trees upon trees, land upon land, but they close us up in these small areas to keep us under control. These cities and these small little jurisdictions to keep us under control, to throw your vibration levels off, so you'll feel that you're crowded. But yet they want to try to govern the population. Yeah, okay. Then it says, while population control can involve measures that improves people's lives. Oh, hold on. Let me read this again. It says, while population control can involve measures that improves people's lives. What life? What people are you trying to improve their lives? If it's too many people, then you're trying to control the population. What people are you trying to improve? What people? And they're not telling you. By giving them greater control of their reproduction, some programs have exposed them to exploitation. Worldwide, the population control movement was active throughout the 1960s and 1970s. And a lot of people don't know that that's when they start chemtrailing a lot, around the 60s and the 70s. That's when they really started that. All right, but it wasn't like it is now. But they're doing it on a. That's why, if you ever notice, if you talk to 10 people right now, 10 people got high blood pressure, 10 people got sugar diabetes, 10 people they have just about the things that will kill you within 10 to 20 years. Especially this level of high blood pressure, diabetes, and things of that nature. You're not going to live that long if if your kidneys cannot sustain. That's what they're doing. That's why I keep telling people over and over and over. That's why they're blocking the sun like that. It shouldn't be cloudy every day. It shouldn't be. You think about it. How many days, and I tell people on a consecutive level, how many times have you seen on a consecutive level a clear sunny day? You're not. Because they are going to try to control the population. Okay? These people that do this, and I know I'm cutting this off a little bit, but this stuff heats me up because we need to really wake up on what's really going on. All right? I was talking to a coworker earlier today. I wake up, my knee aching. It's cloudy as I don't know what outside. I'm wondering why my knee aching. Oh, when it rains, you're going to be hurting. Yes, okay, that makes sense because I'm not getting enough vitamin D. And you can't really get enough if it's always cloudy. But let me just stay on top. And it says, growing opposition to the narrow population control focus led to significant change in population control policies in the early 1990s. Then this is the methods that they use. All right, let me get into some of these silly methods. All right, it says population control may use one or more of the following practices, although there are other methods as well. Contraception. Yeah. When, how women, get birth control and all that, then they have all kind of ailment side effects to that they're not telling them. Okay. Then you have abstinence, which is sometimes a good thing. Then it says medical abortion, which is really an abomination because that's murder. All right. Decreasing immigration, sterilization. That's another. Those are the main bullet points that I wanted to bring out. Now, the thing about that is we don't understand how they're sterilizing people. Monosodium glutamate, MSG. Sodium fluoride. Okay? A lot of your soft drinks will make you infertile for men. But it's a target to certain men that they're dealing with, that they're doing this to. So the other tactic that they're using, Satan himself is using to kill mankind or keep mankind from reproducing, is through mind control. MK Ultra, through certain hearing devices, microwave type devices. Yes, this stuff is true. It's not something that you just want to make up and say, nah, it don't work. Because I know for a fact that it has to work for it to get a patent. I've talked to attorneys. I already know. I've done the research. So people say, well, you can come out with it, but that doesn't mean it's going to work. No, that means it do work, because that's the way they make their money. Period. So don't let people fool you. All right, now you have method of changing a person's behavior. So when someone, maybe some other people can relate to this. If you're talking to someone and everything is going good, and I'm talking to the brothers and sisters, you talking to them and everything's cool, and you all getting to know each other, and you're dating, then 2 minutes later or the next day they act like they don't want to talk to you, or they want to ignore you or whatever. That's mind control. Period. See, what they do is they smoke out the skies. They use heart. They can horn in on your algorithms, as I always say in a lot of the videos, because it's true. I don't say this stuff without it's true. There's no other explanation of the reason why people act the way they act nowadays. Why all of a sudden, when it's always a smog over the sun, and it's always hazy outside, people act very irritated. Really pay attention. If people act irritated, they act like animals, fighting and almost like pigeons at feeding. Because it, like I said again, it lowers your vibration. And that's what they want. The less vitamins you can get, natural vitamins, the more you act like an animal. Period. And people, a lot of people don't even know they're doing it. They may think they're doing something that's oh yeah, this is how I'm supposed to act. No, you're delusional. You don't know, because you're still plugged in. A lot of people I have situations with what the world may call bipolar. You talk to them and then they change their whole story the next 24 hours later. No, you're not supposed to act like that. That's not normal. You're under some type of mind control, some kind of way. That's really what's going on. Then it says, a method of conditioning a person's unconscious mind in order to affect a desired change in the person's behavior. Yes. Method of changing a person's behavior. I'm going to read it again. Maybe this needs to sink in, and maybe somebody, this is something that you just don't make up. This is not something that's fiction. Okay? A method of conditioning a person's unconscious mind in order to affect affect someone's desire. That means the brother that told me that he was having good conversation, everything was going good. Okay, then something affected that woman's desire towards him, because he's a Judite, even if he don't know it or not. Okay, that's the people that they're targeting. Two black people, if you want. I'm gonna put it on that lower terms, because maybe some other people may not understand that they're Hebrews. Two black people that come together, that want young people that come together. Both of them fertile as ever. If something needs to happen that the elites don't want, they're going to put some kind of mind control over that person if they're susceptible to it. Something they're going to put like a barrier, a stumbling block, a mental stumbling block. Okay? A method of conditioning a person's unconscious mind in order to affect a desired change in the person's behavior, which does not require the services of a trained therapist. Instead, the person to be treated views a program of a video picture appearing on a screen. The program, as viewed by the person's unconscious mind, acts to condition the person's thought patterns in a manner which alter that person's behavior. That's what they're doing on a big level. All right. Let me just get into some other ones here. You have one. It's called subliminal message generator. Now, I pulled this information out years ago, and I let dust hit it because I wasn't led at the time to put it out. But now, a lot of us probably do know this information, but we really don't understand how deep some of the issues people have, and they don't know. They've been wondering why they act in a certain way. I've heard, and I'm not going to put all the information out. A person told me, I don't know what caused me to cheat. I don't know why I did it. I can't understand it. It just seemed like something took over me. Yes, I heard this before. Oh, and I'm going to get into that information too. Watch, about the sexual desires. Oh yeah, this stuff is all written. See, this is what Satan, this is what the Most High allowed. The Most High allows Satan to have dominion over this wicked world. So since we didn't choose the law, statutes, and commandments as people, and since mankind didn't want to do what the Most High say, okay, well, guess what? You can do what Satan say then, and see what happens to you. Chaos, the 8-pointed star, which represents stop. No, you're not. You're going to have a bunch of fools at an intersection, and there's going to be a crash. That's what chaos represents. That's what the eight-pointed star, the octagon, represent. You can look that up. It's the star of chaos. And that's what we're going through right now as a race of people. I'm going to read this again. Subliminal messages generator. Subliminal message generator. A combined subliminal and supraliminal message generator for use with a television receiver. If you notice it, we better wake up, man. You notice they're using, and that's why I tell people I'm not dealing with no computers. I mean, no TVs. They put everything on converter boxes if you don't have cable. So now, okay, well, you can get you a converter box now. A lot of people don't understand that the blue screen can hypnotize you if you're not weak, if you're not rooted. It's hypnotism. I'm telling you. A combined subliminal and supraliminal message generator for use with the television receiver permits complete control of subliminal messages in the manner of presentation. A video synchronization detector enable a video display generator to generate a video message signal corresponding to a received alphanumeric text message in a synchronism with a received television signal. A video mixer selects either the received video signal or the video message signal for the output. The message, see, I'm just going to read excerpt. I don't want to read the whole thing. It's very interesting. I read this before. The thing about this is your mind, your brain is made up with a bunch of electricity. Like your whole body has electricity in it. We call it static electricity. We don't understand that that's the way your heart beats. They give you, if your heart stops, they give you a electric shock. So don't think that Satan don't understand that. He can use certain devices to horn in on your the electric part of your brain. Yeah. So this should make total sense. I always use the example. We use cell phones, but we don't know how they made them. We don't understand the technology. So if you don't understand that technology and you're using it, don't think that this is BS, as the world say, right? It's not. Let me just get in because I have a few more excerpts of stuff here, right? This stuff is ridiculous. Okay. Now there's another, like I said, I'm not going to put the patent numbers out. But like I said, you can just Google this information. Method and system for altering consciousness. Like I said, I checked all these. It's all 100% true. All right. Method and system for altering consciousness. A system for altering the state of human consciousness involves the the applications of multiple stimuli, preferable sounds having differing differing frequencies and waveforms. The relationships between the frequencies of the several stimuli is exhibited by the equations, and it has a bunch of equations there. I don't need to go into this silly math to figure out how they came up with all this stuff, so I'm not going to do that. All right. Then they have one called, they got one that's called a hearing system. When people say, oh, I heard a voice here, I heard a voice there, but you know, okay, let me just read. It says sounds, hearing system. It says sound is induced in the head of a person by radiating the head with microwaves in the range of 100 megahertz to 10,000 megahertz that are modulated with a particular waveform. Brain waves. You have brain waves, okay? I mean, you got a motion detector that can record that responds to motion. How did they come up with that technology, right? Small little technology like that. Can you do that? A light will come on when you walk past. How did they come up with that technology? So don't, like I said before, don't think this is fake. Then it says the waveform consists of frequencies modulated bursts. Each burst is made up of 10 to 20 uniformly spaced pulse grouped tightly together. All right. I wanted to bring out one particular thing here. Give me a minute here. Look at this thing. I mean, it's just full of a bunch of information that you can research yourself. I wanted to find a particular one here. I think this is the one I want to promote here. I didn't have time to highlight this. Give me a minute here. All right, let me go to this one here. Here's another one. That's how they can control minds, right? Method and associated apparatus for remotely determining information as to a person's emotional state. I'm going to read the title of this patent again. Method and an associated apparatus for remotely determining information as to a person's emotional state. Okay, then they have a trance receiver, implantable. What does that sound like to you all, right? Apparatus for tracking and recovering humans. They already had the market of beast patent. Okay? Better wake up. Another thing that they have here is barcodes. They can use barcodes to pinpoint your location. They have ultrasonic speech translator and communication. I'm looking for a particular one because the main one was how give me a minute here. If I don't find out, actually put it up. Give me a minute. There's one that I'm looking for that controls your sexual preference. Oh yeah. Maybe I left that somewhere, but that's okay. If I find information, I'll post that on the description box. Now, we have something else here called list of mind control symptoms. This is what we really understand that we need to know too. The symptoms of someone that's being mind controlled. Microwave hearing, which we read the pattern, which you'll hear it's inaudible in your brain, like, hey, go here, go there, jump off this roof, jump off that roof, go kill him, then kill yourself. They think they talking to God or something. People do this all the time. I heard a voice and they told me to shoot someone. Transmissions to specific commands into the subconscious. Visual disturbance, visual hallucinations. Inject words, numbers into brain. Electromagnetic radiation waves. Manipulation of emotions. Manipulation of emotions. This is not a joke. It says reading thoughts remotely. Read someone's thoughts remotely, causing pain to any nerve of the body. Remote manipulation of human behavior from space. Satellites, through heart, through the chemtrails. That's the way they do it. That's the system that they use. They need aluminum in the air to be able to trigger, like a conductor, like a ground wire to a battery, or some kind of electrical component. All right. It don't take a NASA scientist to figure this stuff out on a regular level. ABCD. That's the way you hook up electromagnetic waves and electrodes. That's the way they know how to make things work. And then it says harassment stress symptoms such as helicopter flying overhead. That's one of them too. Then it says control of sleep patterns, computer brain interface control and communication, complex control of the brain such as retrieving memories, implanting personalities. All right, then it says, and I just got one bullet point here about the microwave hearing, because there's stories of people that hear, they say they heard something, Jesus told me this, and to shoot this person or something like that. And that's how Satan mock us as people if you're susceptible to this stuff. And it says microwave hearing, the hearing of voices in the head from an outside source, but nobody else can hear the voices except the targeted individual. Now, in Job chapter 9, verse 24, we all know that the world has been given into the hands of the wicked. So if the world has been given into the hands of the wicked, and there is an actual entity that's in charge, that orchestrate this, we need to have our eyes open to it. We can't just take what your enemy bring to you and say, yeah, because your enemy can bring you some food. I mean, if you've been oppressed, they still will give you food, but you got to still pay attention to it to make sure it ain't poison. They need you to stay alive for a while to use you. Okay? Then after they done with you, exile. That's the way they do it. It's always been that way. I don't understand how people think anything is different. There's nothing different. It's the same system. It's just orchestrated totally different. It's psychological now through mind control, mind manipulation, microwaves, through hearing audibles. That's the way they do it now. But I wanted to really get into this based on the brother that he was telling me how it was almost like they didn't know each other. She didn't know. That's mind control. Like I said, I've experienced it, so I know. See, the thing about that is I don't just make a video based on what I want or what I feel or what I think. A lot of this information I've already went into, but to confirm, I talk to other people, and if I get 5 to 6 other people that went through the same thing, video, confirmation. That's the way it goes. There ain't no 100 people in the world going through the same thing crazy. No, there is an agenda. There's a higher level. They're really not people, okay, but they are devils in seats orchestrating these things. And what they use presidents and governors and whatever as puppets. And a lot of them don't have a clue. And if they do, they speak out, they're going to get killed. All right? Period. So I just wanted to put this information out there. We got to keep our eyes open. We got to stay mindful of Satan's devices. He's going to use certain things. The Most High allows Satan to use devices because that's what we like to deal with. Devices. If you want to poison somebody and they're hungry, you're going to put the poison in their food. They're not going to check their food really because they're hungry. If you all up on these devices all the time, messing with them, ooh, I want to get the latest phone. I want to get the biggest TV or the newest flat screen TV. And I actually even heard through the grapevine, and I'm probably a little late on this information, that eventually they're going to put cameras in the cable boxes. Yeah, they've been doing that. They got hidden cameras in smoke detectors. All of a sudden, the fire people want to come and check how your fire detectors, smoke detectors are doing. Oh, we just need to change the battery. We want to check. Yeah, you just want to bug it. Who, you think I'm stupid? Come on, man. You're not talking to no dummies. That's what they do. They go to certain neighborhoods. They want to check and make sure they walk around with some stupid yellow jacket on or some shirt. And you thinking it's oh, this is just a census. We want to check. No, they're gonna check to find out who they want to kill. They're already labeling, putting red stickers on people's mailboxes and houses and in front of their driveways. So better wake up. All right, that's all I wanted to put out. Not trying to scare anyone. If we keep covered, stay in the scriptures, and just watch out for Satan's devices. A lot of people don't have a sword in their hand. They think they do. All right, you don't. If you're not, I don't care how much you got the Bible in your hand. If you're not reading it, you don't have nothing. It's just like it's like a sword that has a cover over it, and you don't even know how to use it because you ain't going in it. You just got it as a prop in your hand. But what you gonna do with it? And when the enemy understands that you don't know how to use your sword, he's gonna charge after you, the weakest link. So we gotta understand. Take off the cover of the sword, open the book, and read through the Bible. Then you'll understand what Satan's devices are. Just that simple. All right, and then what he's going to do, what the Most High is going to do is he's going to give you that eye to understand, to look through information to find out why people act a certain way on certain days. He's going to give you that hunger and thirst to go out into the parking lots or wherever and jot down how people react when there's no sunlight, when this is that. This, it's not always, ooh, he's talking about that sun again. No, you need to find out what tactics are they strategically using against you to keep you fighting and keep you sick, keep you having cancer and all this kind of stuff. It's a war. It's almost like what you would call bio warfare. So that's all I wanted to say. Shalom.